Welcome to Backlash, everyone, the first pay-per-view of the Sensational Women's Wrestling era. And we are going to get started with the Intercontinental Championship ladder match.
And is for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Making her way to the ring from Glasgow, Scotland, almost a superhero,
Nikki Cross, one of the 4 women set to do battle here in our opening contest to crown our first ever WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. Next up is a woman who beat Mia Yim to get here, Alexa Bliss.
from Columbus, Ohio, Alexa Bliss.
Since returning back to her old persona during the start of the Sensational Women's Wrestling era, Alexa Bliss came out and said she wanted to start reminding everybody why she at one point was one of the top wrestlers in the women's division here in WWE, and she wants to start by making her claim to be the first ever WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. She'll have to go through her former friend Nikki Cross to do it, and 2 other women who we'll see who they are in just a minute. The third woman in this contest is Damage Control's Iyo Sky.
And representing Damage Control from Tokyo, Japan, Iyo Sky.
Damage Control has not had a great start to their new campaign here on the Sensational Women's Wrestling brand so far. They had a little bit of conflict. Bayley and Iyo talked about it, and Iyo told Bayley, hey, I want to go after the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Bayley supported her in that, and she said, hey, well, that's fine. Her and Dakota will go do tag team things while she decides to go after it. We'll see if she can claim some gold for Damage Control here tonight, and if she can make her claim to be the first ever WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. It's all about first here tonight on this show. The final woman in this contest is Zelina Vega, and her Puerto Rican heritage will be on full display, I imagine. There it is. You see the attire there? You'll love to see it, showing that pride for her heritage. She hails from New York, but has a Puerto Rican heritage in her, and I'm sure she's gonna want to bring home the gold, not only for herself, but for Puerto Rico as well, as she said as much in a promo on the show prior to Backlash, the go-home show to Backlash. She mentioned that she wanted to do it for Puerto Rico. Well, we'll see if Zelina Vega can be the one to climb that ladder and become the first ever WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. It is almost time, folks, to get Backlash started. And like I said, boy, Women's Intercontinental Championship, the first ever spot is on the line. Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, Iyo Sky, and Zelina Vega. Who's going to win it? We will find out right now as our match is going to get going here. And here is Alexa Bliss with a quick neck breaker onto Zelina Vega. And again, let's set the stage for you one more time, just so everyone's all caught up on the story and how we got here. Iyo Sky defeated Alexa Bliss defeated Mia Yim on week 2 of the show in that qualifying match. Back on week 1 of the show, Nikki Cross beat Carmella in her ladder qualifying match. And then in week 3, we saw Iyo Sky take on Xia Li in a preparation match for her qualifying match the week after, which was against Candice LeRae. And Candice LeRae ended up losing that one. So that's how Iyo got her spot. And that's how all 4 spots were acquired here. And again, this is the first time that we have seen a pay-per-view, a premium live event under the Sensational Women's Wrestling brand here in WWE. And this is going to be a very fun show. Again, we're splitting it here into 2 parts. In part 1, this one here you're watching now, you'll get the ladder match. And then you will get the Tamina versus Roxanne Perez match, as well as Nikki Cross climbing the ladder. Alexa pushes it down. Nikki still on top. Iyo grabs her down and brings her down back first. Well, the first shot here on the ladder didn't go very well for Nikki Cross. No one's really gotten a look at it yet. A good look, a good grab, a good hold of that championship title at the top. You know how this works. Gotta climb the ladder, undo those rungs, and pull down that title to come out winner. No pinfall submissions, no kind of DQs, none of that. Anything goes in your quest to become champion. And what a perfect way to start off the show, too. Whoever made this match card, you knew what you were doing. That's what you were doing. Start off the show with the high-octane, high-energy match. Get the crowd going immediately. That is how you book a match. And Zelina Vega crashing and burning as Bliss dodged out of the way at the very last second of that dive there from Vega. As Bliss rolls out, trying to compose herself here. No one really getting any momentum one way or the other here, and I think that's going to be the key to this match. Who can go and get a nice run here and weaken their opponents so they have a free shot at the ladder. And Alexa Bliss setting it up here. Not able to get to it though, as Vega sends Bliss face first off of that ladder. And here goes Vega climbing the ladder now, trying to reach up. She's got her hand on the title, but here comes Nikki Cross on the backside here. And some shots to her legs, but Vega still has a hold of it. Alexa coming in, now joining her on top of the ladder here. Precarious position for both of these ladies. Iyo pulling them down. Knocking the ladder out from under both ladies. And very smart by Bliss. Getting away for a minute after that one. Finding a way to escape. But boy, there we go. We just saw our first look at who was going to try to become victorious here. Vega made a nice case for it, had a nice little run there on the ladder, but eventually was denied. They're not going to let her have it that easily. Oh, almost face first onto the ladder rung. Watch your chin, Zelina Vega. My goodness. But here's Iyo. Back elbow from Nikki Cross. Vega, very nice move there, making some space for herself, but Alexa Bliss is right there to intercept her. And this is the point. This is the problem in a ladder match like this. Everybody is pretty much in the ring all at one time, and you have to kind of take your chance when you can get them. Which will be when things like that happen. Alexa roll out to the floor now. And with Nikki Cross down, speed of time if you're Iyo Sky, you grab that ladder and try to make a climb for it, but not going to do it here as she sees Nikki rise to her feet, puts her right back down on the mat. And Nikki rolling out here as well. Look at Alexa, look at this. Look at Alexa on the back of Iyo Sky, trying to just be a nuisance, get in her way, clawing at her eyes there perhaps as well. But again, all legal here, all legal. All perfectly legal here in this ladder match. Again, anything goes. And here's Iyo. Oh my goodness. As we saw a monkey flip there from Bliss out of the corner onto Nikki Cross. And now Bliss and Sky battling it out here. If Bliss can get both or one of these ladies out of the ring, she might have had a chance there to set the ladder up, but too much time taken there. And it didn't benefit her at all. As now we're seeing a double team onto Iyo Sky as her back bounces hard off of that steel ladder. But look at Nikki Cross getting in the way of things. Not letting anyone breathe here. As there, Alexa Bliss with an STO stopping Nikki Cross. The two former friends, former tag team champions in their own right, clashing here, going at it. Trying to be one of four, become the first ever WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. And there's a lot of prestige here in this chance to become the champion. That's bragging rights. You can always look back and say you were the first to do it. That's one for the history books, one to keep an eye on all the way through the history of the Sensational Women's Wrestling brand as it continues to grow and evolve throughout time here. Those bragging rights are absolutely huge, and you always want to be the first to do something. And if you're someone who really hasn't won a championship like Zelina Vega, you know, you want to have that first opportunity and say, yeah, I was the first to do that. But there's someone like Alexa Bliss, who's held, you know, main event gold before, who's held SmackDown, Raw, Championship titles before, women's titles before. You want to say, you want to add that to your legacy as well. And Alexa Bliss gonna bring out an equalizer here in the kendo stick, using on the back of Nikki Cross. That'll definitely help you soften up your opponent there for sure. That'll definitely help. And now, got some action here. A DDT from Vega on the Iyo Sky. And a Hurricane Rana. And Alexa Bliss's head almost bouncing off of the bottom of that ladder. Vega, probably for Alexa's own benefit, didn't quite get her head to bounce off of that ladder. Highly good thing for her, she didn't. That is a concussion waiting to happen. And now look at this. Alexa got Nikki off of the ring there, but now Vega and Sky are still in the ring by themselves. And now you see Cross back to her feet. Bliss also back to feet as well. And both ladies back in the ring. We're back to four. Back in the ring. I haven't seen the ladder come into play here in quite some time. But that just goes to show you the will that all of these ladies have here in this match. Want to make history. As you see Zelina Vega trying to get the crowd into it. Paid for it dearly. And now Iyo has that kendo stick in hand and going over to Vega. Oh my goodness. Right across the back with the kendo stick. And Iyo not playing around. Using that kendo stick. Doing serious damage to the clear fan favorite here in this one as well. Vega in Puerto Rico has to be the fan favorite in this match. I'd imagine everybody else is just playing second fiddle to Vega. This crowd is all in on Zelina Vega. They want to see her do it and get the win in Puerto Rico. We'll see if she can do it. But right now, like I said, no one's really had a chance since that first altercation on the ladder. No one's really made an effort to go and grab said ladder. Or a ladder, because there's two of them. There's plenty of ladders here, ladies. Grab one of these ladders, get up in the ring. And I think Vega heard me, because she's grabbing one now. And Iyo's got the stairs, but very quickly, Cross shuts that ladder attempt down. And she knocks it out of Vega's hands, and now uses it on Vega herself. My goodness, a shot to the face. That ladder is going to do some serious damage to your face. Well, luckily, one's able to get out of defeat, and now they're all fighting here on the outside. As control over the ladder is being fought for. Cross dropped it. Now Bliss has one ladder here. There's 2 ladders. Maybe we'll see a little double ladder action, perhaps. Maybe. There's still plenty of time for that. But right now, Bliss is in the ring all by herself. And Nikki Cross is there. She's going behind her. Got her away for a minute. And now Nikki Cross up with it. All by her lonesome here. And Iyo going behind her, trying to distract her for a minute. Now Iyo going to climb up with Nikki. And they're going to exchange some chops here on the top of the ladder as they fight over the title. And Alexa pulls Iyo down. Pulling Iyo down at the last possible moment. And Vega now on the top of the ladder. She has it. Good grip on it. Trying to pull it down. Iyo Sky trying to fight her off. Get her and not let it go. But Vega pulls it down. Zelina Vega has done it here in Puerto Rico. She is the first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion. Congratulations to Zelina Vega with pride. A huge, huge win for her here in Puerto Rico. And now on to match 2 of part 1 here as we see a grudge match between Tamina and Roxanne Perez.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from the Pacific Islands, Tamina.
Tamina has been on a roll since coming into the reset of WWE under the Sensational Women's Wrestling brand. She is 3-1 starting out on the show. And here's somebody who is trying to start a hot streak of her own. And we'll get more on that here in a minute. Roxanne Perez makes her way down to the ring. The Prodigy herself.
From Laredo, Texas, Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne Perez only competed in 2 matches so far. The first one being in the very first week, the debut show of Sensational Women's Wrestling, where she lost to Tamina in that opening contest. And that was not how she wanted to start off her time as an NXT call-up to the show. Was hoping to get a win over the veteran, but too much for her. And later on, as the weeks went on, Tamina, after an incident which I'll get into more here in a minute once the match started proper, was cost an opportunity at the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. But here's Tamina, Roxanne Perez, match 2. Let's get it started. And Roxanne Perez jumping all over Tamina, coming up the gate swinging with a Thez press, taking her down. But yeah, so let's tell a story here a little bit of this one. Back in week 1 of the show, Tamina and Roxanne Perez had a match. This was after Roxanne walked up to Tamina backstage, introduced herself. Tamina was not in the mood for it, so she challenged her to a match. Said, "I'll welcome you to the brand proper." Sure, why not? Tamina comes out. They come out, have their match. Tamina ends up winning that match and attacks her after the match. So already, I'm starting off on the right foot there. And we fast forward a little bit. Tamina versus Zelina Vega back in week 3. Zelina Vega and Tamina fought for a chance to be in that previous match we just saw. Tamina ended up losing that match thanks to a little bit of interference from Roxanne Perez. She didn't come out, but her music hit. That distracted Tamina, and Zelina Vega ended up getting the win, which cost Tamina her spot in that ladder match. So if not for Roxanne Perez, it would have been Tamina in the match instead of Zelina Vega. And then, you look back to week 4, and then we saw Roxanne Perez get a win back. She beat JC Jane. She did do that, so good for her. But the problem, though, after the match was the problem, because Tamina attacked her after the match and said, I want you a Backlash. And now we're here having the match. That's how we got here, but it's been a tough road for Roxanne Perez. I'll start for her in her short time here on the Sensational Women's Wrestling brand of the main roster, if you will. Tamina's been on the main roster for a good little bit of time here and hasn't really had the success that she would like to have, but like I said, since the start of Sensational Women's Wrestling, she has been on fire, only losing one match, and she has a real case to maybe be the first one to challenge Zelina Vega for that Women's Intercontinental Championship here. And maybe if she can beat Roxanne Perez tonight, that will for sure put her in that #1 spot to be that contender. Because like I said, if it wasn't for Roxanne Perez, Tamina probably would have been in that match. And with the start that Tamina's had, her dominance to begin this new era in WWE, I don't see any reason why, if she doesn't win tonight, she doesn't make her claim to be that first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion at all. That just, to me, that makes most logical sense. And we'll see what happens though. But Tamina with a big Samoan drop there on Roxanne Perez, and it has been a great match here so far to begin, and a power slam from Tamina. Cover 1, only a 1 count. Not able to put her down for longer than that just yet. Was still very early here in this contest. But a good match here so far. And if you are enjoying the show so far, do remember, leave a like. And if you're new, you consider subscribing as well. There's more wrestling content, all kinds of sports content here on the B-Ron Sports channel. Be sure to tune in for all of that. There's WWE, there is Madden content, and that's all right now. There'll be more content coming here in the new year, which I'll get more into later on down the road. Obviously, we'll get there when we get there. But Roxanne is outside here, and Tamina now going outside, talking about a smack to Roxanne Perez here, yelling at her like she did because she attacked her back in week 4. Oh, Roxanne able to escape out the backside here. Refs counts at 4 now. How to get her back in the ring, and she does. And now Roxanne trying to get the crowd into it, but Tamina shoulder tackles her right back down to the outside. Coming outside to reset the count. It's counted at 6, but Tamina came outside and paid for it. So a clothesline from Perez. But here is Roxanne Perez fighting out of it here. Off the ropes goes Tamina. Duck down. Leapfrog. And arm drag. Very nicely done by Roxanne Perez. There we go. But she's right behind me, isn't she? Yes, she is. Big Bulldog into the cover. 1, 2, no. Not done just yet. Not enough to put her away. Oh my goodness, a huge back elbow strike from Tamina. My goodness. And a hip attack there in the corner. Oh no, wait, Tamina, not the hands, not the hands. Ooh, on every individual finger, or maybe 2 fingers in a row. I don't know, but man, that's tough. That's gonna impact her offense for sure. And another big power slam from Tamina. She's rolling here, saying you don't belong in the ring with me, rookie. I proved it to you once, and I'll prove it to you again. Put her in the corner. Big splash out of the corner. Denied. Roxanne able to get out of the way. Nicely done. And here is Roxanne waiting on Tamina to rise to her feet. And Roxanne gonna fly out of the ring once again. Did that earlier in the contest. I was so preoccupied with it, I missed it the first time, telling y'all the story of how we got here. I missed it the first time, but I didn't miss it the second time. Wasn't caught up in the moment the second time for sure. We're here paying attention. We got it. We got it. Counts at 3. Roxanne back in the ring, urging Tamina to get back to her feet, wanting to do more damage. And here, Tamina blocking the kick. Big super kick by Tamina. Into the cover, put it away. 1, 2, no. Tamina almost had it. Frustration mounting for Tamina. Roxanne quickly trying to power back, but Tamina tossing her around by her hair. Here can be a weapon in both ways. Work to your advantage if you're Bianca Belair. Roxanne Perez not on that level just yet. Tamina using her hair to her advantage in that moment there. Take any advantage you can get, long as it's within the rules here in this singles match. Beautiful drop kick there from the Prodigy. And sometimes, you know, that's part of adjusting to a new environment. We had to keep in mind, Roxanne is still very new to the main roster. This is now her 3rd match on the main roster, and now looking to win it here perhaps. Looking to win it here perhaps. With an arm trapped. Got her arms around the chin of Tamina, trying to choke her out. And Tamina is able to escape and get out of the predicament. Huge clothesline and into the cover. Only in 1 count there. As again, the veteran can't quite put the rookie away here. When you've been around for as long as Tamina has, you know a lot of tricks of the trade here. And if anything comes out of this for Roxanne, it'll be the fact that she's tangled Tamina twice. And she's made her work for it. In that first match, she made her work for it too. Oh my goodness. A huge boot there on the outside. As Tamina takes minutes to gloat to the fans here. And yeah, Roxanne Perez, she's not going away lightly in this one. She is making Tamina work for it. And that's the beauty of these kinds of matches. You get to see what you're made of. And again, we saw it earlier in their first contest. Tamina got the win and then attacked her after the match. But again, like I said, Roxanne made her work for it. And she's making her do so again here in this one. Definitely not a pushover kind of match. Maybe Roxanne trying to pull Tamina up to her feet, but Tamina able to get away and send Roxanne down with that as well. Big clothesline, and now Tamina gonna fly nobody home. Roxanne gets out of the way as Tamina crashes and burns. Looking for the big superfly splash perhaps up top rope, instead met the face full of mat. Samoan drop from Tamina. And a big headbutt. Ooh. We've seen Rhea Ripley use that a few times as well. Vicious headbutt from Tamina there on the Roxanne Perez. There's that knee to the face. And another kick out at 1. It's been a back and forth contest for the most part, but I feel like the edge has mostly gone to Tamina. And there, maybe here, no. Okay, we thought we'd see this Samoan drop, but able to counter is Roxanne Perez. And here's Perez pulling Tamina up. Kick to the note, psych. Tamina denied it, but Roxanne also denies it. And here we go, Roxanne. Pop rocks, got it. Pop rocks, Tamina. Looking to lose. No! Kicking out at 2 is Tamina, hanging on by a thread. Got some fight forever chance going here. Roxanne Perez almost scored the victory over Tamina, but instead came up just a few seconds short of victory. Blocking the strike, and now Tamina got her up and put back down hard. Pulling her up again. Sending Perez into the corner. There's a splash out of the corner. And out Tamina. A little what now to the crowd. And there's that Superfly taunt air. Shades of Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Blocking the kick is Perez. Uh-oh. Roxanne, looking, but no, I thought he was going to see Pop Roxanne from the ropes there, but not quite. Not quite. Now Perez gaining some much needed momentum back in her favor. Continue to work over Tamina. There's that big knee strike to the face of Tamina. Here comes Perez. Blocking the kick once again, and this time hit with a back elbow. Ooh. Huge punch there. And there's the super kick by Tamina. Cover. Looking for the win. 1, 2. No. Hands on her head. Can't believe it. And I can't either. I thought she had it that time. Not quite yet, though. And here we go. Tamina got her up and down. Middle of the ring once again. Guy was looking to fly here, right? That's a little far, Tamina. I don't know. She's going to fly anyway. Got it. Superfly splash connects into the cover. 1, 2, 3. Tamina gets the win. Roxanne Perez made her work for it, but once again, Tamina too strong. Nobody's meaner than Tamina. That's going to do for part 1 of Backlash. We'll see you for part 2, folks, next Sunday.